Sorry. Thank you for indulging me. I just had to give this thing an epic intro. Right, let's get to it. Now you may have noticed when I first gave you a little sneak preview where I allowed a friend of mine to open the case for the first time, the actual pluck and pick foam was a bit lacking. That's the one negative I've got of this thing so far, is that they could have used better foam and done it a bit more professionally in the case. So what did I do? I went and got some foam custom cut to the size of the case, but then I had to carve out the shape of this DSR-1, put it in. Yes, or should I say no, the colour isn't matching, but it's way better than what was in there before. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to drop the white screen down so you just see this, so hold on. So let me tell you from the get-go, although the model that you're looking at on the screen right now is one of the recent versions, this has S&T trades. S&T also do a version with the official DSR trades. But first, let me just mention the elephant in the room. Yes, there's an ARES version. This one has all the real steel trades on it and is fully licensed. Now, to many, S&T and ARES are one and the same. However, did you know that the Airsoft DSR-1 was released many years ago? And there's even a shell-ejecting version out there too. You can imagine how much trouble that gave. But today, we're going to concentrate on the spring bolt-action S&T DSR-1. And just to throw a few more ingredients into the mix, a large American airsoft retailer has hooked up with S&T to bring out another version. Boy. Anyway, full details in the video description. But today, this is the pure, unadulterated S&T version. And you'd be forgiven for thinking that the one I've got today is indeed the gas version, especially when I show you the mag. So let's start with the butt plate. This can be moved up as well as pushed down, but not all the way down, I believe, like the real version. But yeah, from this position, it can go up and then back down again, and different positions if you like. But there's not much to it. Let me show you. You would do that by moving this lever right here. So if I just pull it up, I can now move this butt plate. But as you can see, it doesn't go very high. Whichever position you want it to stay in, you just simply lock it back into place. And then here you have your cheek rest. Now, here's one of the differences between this model and other models. With this one, if you press this button right here, it's spring loaded. Let me demonstrate. Nice. However, on some other variants, it's not spring loaded. You literally have to pull it up or push it down manually. Now, it's not just that position. What you can do is by holding this button in right here, you can position your cheek rest to whatever height suits you. And when you've got the height that suits you the best, you just release this button. And that's not all when it comes to this area of the DSR-1. Just like the real thing, you can extend the stock by using this lever right here. Now, I believe the only effective way of showing you this is to hold it like this in my hands. So using my thumb, push that lever down, and then this stock can move to any position you like. Now take note, if you keep pulling the stock back, it will come right off. Which is not the end of the world really, because you would need to take that off if you want to start to take this rifle down or remove the bolt. It goes without saying, any maintenance or anything like that you're doing on any weapon, whether it be real or airsoft, always a good idea to remove the mag first. And what a meaty looking mag that is. But we'll get back to the mag in a moment. Believe it or not, we're still not finished with this portion of this DSR-1. So let me just pop the mag back in. And by the way, got some serious weight behind it. I'll weigh these later, but look, down here you have a monopod, and how this works is by pushing this lever towards the left, you will see that it's spring loaded. And it doesn't end there. You can make further adjustments. I call them micro adjustments by moving these wheels right here. But before you do that, make sure to move this lever back where it was before so it locks your monopod into place. Look at this beast. Now, the micro adjustments, as I like to call it, when you move this coming closer, you can see that it begins to go down even further. How awesome is that? How menacing does this look? Now, as you have already noticed, there are 2 mags on this bad boy. This is what they look like. They are heavy. They literally are the weight of a standard pistol. I would say a standard airsoft pistol. There ain't much difference between the weight of that and one of these mags. So you can appreciate how heavy the entire DSR-1 is. Jumping ahead a little, just to show you the second mag, this right here is purely a place where you store that second mag. Just like the real thing. But you would be forgiven for thinking these were gas ones. I mean, look, that looks like the place where you fill it up with gas, but no. These are the mags for the spring bolt action version, but they look like they've got scope to be converted to gas ones. I don't know. And that's not all. This is what I absolutely love about this Airsoft DSR-1. Nothing's ever just simple and straightforward. They make it beautifully complex and different. So, this mag has a mag in a mag, if you see what I'm saying. So there's your entire mag right there. However, if you look on the base, there's that little switch. Wait for it. Look at that. A mag within a mag. So, just like any other Airsoft mag, look, there's your follower, and you can pop your BBs in with a speed loader or one by one. Now, you don't really have to remove this to load this system up. So I guess the real and proper concept is, when you've run out of rounds with one mag, so you got an empty mag, you just swap it out with your spare mag right there. Pop that out, put it in there. But then when you run out of BBs in this one, instead of wishing you had more of these, which again would be very expensive, just imagine you have a few of these instead. So you just whip out the empty one, grab another preloaded one, and slot it in, and you're ready to go. Now, as we move along to this beautifully substantial grip, this is a big old fat grip right there. Ergonomically, it is designed for your right-handed sniper, but let's just see. Yeah, of course you can still use it the other way, but it's not that comfortable. It's way more comfortable this way. Oh, and by the way, just in case you're wondering, everything from the muzzle brake to the upper receiver, the bipod, the fore end, the trigger, practically everything on this, apart from the lower section, is made out of metal. So specifically, the upper receiver is a precision CNC machined aluminium alloy, or if you like, aluminum. That being said, that leaves the lower receiver, which is a fiber reinforced injection molded polymer. Apart from this metal fore end and lower rail, which does something very cool, but I'll show you that in a moment. So, moving along, you have your rail system on the top right there, and I've got a very nice scope to go on this in a moment that will complement the size of this beast. You have your fire selector switch. Now, unlike the real version, there's only 2 modes. So you've got safe or fire. But if I move this back, you will see there is a center dot. On the real version, you've got a full safe mode, which locks the bolt, and then you've got a safe mode, which only locks the sear, but releases the bolt. But having said that, on this Airsoft version, right there, it's on safe mode. If you put it in the center, it still remains in safe. So it kind of mimics the real version, but doesn't really, if you see what I'm saying. And of course, all the way forward, we're getting down to business. It's fire mode. Nice positive click, by the way. Have a listen to this. And by the way, ambidextrous, so it's the same on the other side, and I will show you the other side of this rifle in a moment, but listen up. Very positive click into place. So right now it's in safe mode. If I pull the trigger, it's not going anywhere. If I move the fire selector switch to the center position, the trigger is still not going anywhere, but pushing it forward to fire, we're good to go. Now, before we progress further down the rifle, I will say this trigger feels very firm and solid. It's not loose or cheap feeling at all. Of course, it's a metal trigger. On the real version, I believe it's a 2-stage trigger. So as we move along, you've got a nice long rail on the top. And if you take a closer look at this rail, just by that last screw or bolt, you will see a little hole. That's where you would use a little Allen key to adjust your hop up. So, you've got your floating barrel inside. I don't know if you can see that silver portion right there. Looks beautiful. That would be classed as a floating barrel. Then right here we have your fore end, but not just any fore end. Apart from the fact that it has a little rail underneath there. So for gameplay, I would suggest you could put a nice little Mobius camera or any camera brand of your choice. Obviously, I wouldn't put a bipod because it already has the mother of all bipods mounted from the top. That's not to everyone's taste. ARES WA2000, anybody? Oh my gosh, I'm in love with this thing. I've searched high in the UK and I've searched low just in the UK, and I can't find one of these brand new for love nor money. Yes, I know the internals are not supposed to be that brilliant, but I don't care. I just want it for the looks. You lot should know me by now. Oh my gosh, James Bond, anybody? This rifle is amazing. It is so beautiful. I just can't find one. Anyway, just underneath the fore end, right there, you can see a button. And when said button is pressed, you can move your fore end to any position you like. Awesome. And of course, when you let go of the button, it will click into place. Nice. Oh, and the sliding action doesn't stop there. This epic bipod can also be positioned anywhere along this portion. These two handles on either side, it's like a lever, but it's going all the way through. So basically, if you get your fingers in there like that and pull them up, the bipod moves all the way back here, look. And then you can just push it all the way to the front. How awesome is that? I'm sorry, I absolutely love things like this. And again, letting go of those levers allows it to lock into position at any point that you desire. Now, to continue with the bipod, I just want to show you that, believe it or not, this is not extended at all. That's in its closed position that way. So you literally have all of that to play with. And of course, it is under a spring tension, so when you press this little button here, they go back in. Awesome. Now, as you can see, I have flipped this around to the other side so you can see what's going on here and taken the beauty of the design of this piece. And of course, as mentioned earlier, the fire selector switch is ambidextrous. Now, this DSR-1 is not the sort of sniper rifle you can run around with. You can't even carry this thing on your back. It is so heavy. What you need to do is turn up for gameplay, set yourself up somewhere nice, even bring a little barbecue or a little packed lunch or something. I'm exaggerating. But really, you're gonna set up, find your nice little sniping spot and snipe people during gameplay. You're not gonna run around with this thing. It's way too heavy. And just to prove a point, just look at the weight of one of the magazines alone. Good grief. Would you get your eyes around that? Almost £2 just for the mag. 1.79 pounds. Now, just to quickly prove a point of how heavy these mags are compared to an actual airsoft pistol, this is one of those Umarex, or if you like, Elite Force officially licensed Glocks. Now remember, the mag was 1.79 pounds. Look, the mag is heavier than this Glock. Here, look, here's a full metal Airsoft 1911, okay? So this should come in heavier, but not by much, than the mag. There you go, look. Not by a million miles. It's not far off from just one of these mags. Ha! Amazing. I know you're screaming for me to do this, so I might as well. Let me weigh this entire thing right now so you can see for yourself how heavy this is. Here goes. First of all, in pounds. Let's just get this. Right, here we go. Wow. Look at that. That's almost 15 pounds. Let's just check this in other weights. Kilograms. 6.7 kilograms. Now here's something different. Normally, in a spring bolt action airsoft sniper rifle, when you pull the bolt back, you are pulling back the internal piston and releasing it with the trigger. So that means when you're pulling back the bolt, that's where you feel all the tension. That's where you have to put some strength into it. But on this DSR-1, the piston is at the back, meaning that there is no force whatsoever needed when pulling the bolt back. However, when pushing it forward, that's when you're going to need a little strength. So let me just show you how easy it is to pull the bolt back. Here's one finger, look, it's gone back. Now you do need to pull it back a little bit more just to get that click. There you go, easy. And now, forward, chambered. Nice. Let's get this thing chronoed. All the fours, 4, 4, 4, 4. Nice. And again, wow, that is consistent. Okay, so 439, 443, 440, well, that's 440.8, so we can make that 441. 445.6. Two more. 438. One more. Brilliant. 440.8. Oh my gosh. Imagine turning up to gameplay as a sniper with this bad boy. Now, I'm not saying no upgrades needs to be done, but what I am telling you from my initial tests and reports, no issues at all compared to what I've been seeing with previous models and other people with this. I kid you not, and I will always be honest with you if I come across any issues in the future. Okay, so a quick indoors accuracy test, but there will be a separate outdoor accuracy test for this DSR-1 from S&T. I'll be testing it against other sniper rifles, so that will be coming soon in a separate video. As you've seen before, there was a little test outdoorsy, but I didn't have a scope on it then. But don't worry, proper test coming soon. But check this out. And can I just point something out to you? Believe it or not, I've got this sniper rifle, this heavy beast of a sniper rifle in my hands. It is not on the bipod. So that's saying something. Now let me try something a little different. I'm going to go for this tiny target right there. Oh, that's close. That is so close. Let me try it again. Oh, come on! Now, as you can see there, my shots are pretty good with this rifle. The first one, yeah, bit of a wobble. But I'm not sure if I'm going to use these targets again, especially not at this close range. I might wait till I'm outside again, because I don't know if you notice, when I take a shot and it hits the target, other areas of the target where I have already hit, little bits of flaky paper is also falling off, giving the impression that I'm also hitting another area of the target at the same time. Not so, I promise you, it's just a single shot on target. Anyway, I may have to switch back to the other brand of shoot and see type targets that I was using in my previous outdoor shooting test with the Airsoft Springfield M1903. So, more importantly, what are my initial thoughts of this awesome looking S&T DSR-1 Spring bolt action sniper rifle? Well, in terms of build quality, I can't fault this. This is solid. CNC'd machine aluminium. This thing is tough. Even the nylon fiber reinforced polymer is very impressive too. In terms of performance, again, initial thoughts, I can't fault it. So if you like what you see, have a look down in the video description. I'll put all the different variants that you can get of this DSR-1 Airsoft sniper rifle, and I'll also give you an idea of where you can pick up this specific one or the other variants. Thanks for watching, I'm Airsoft Mike, and I'll see you next time.